Well, hello YouTubers, how are you doing? Well, you know, it's cool out here today. It feels pretty good to be outside, and I am going to go ahead today and start putting on my new upper ball joints. There they are. They came today on my 2000 Expedition. Now I've replaced some of the parts under the front of the vehicle, and it took care of some of the issues. The issue I had was when I'd drive down the highway, if you kind of go off the edge of the road or hit a part of the pavement that was a little uneven, it felt like the front end was kind of wobbling off the side. Now I replaced the lower ball joints on both sides, and also I replaced the pitman arm, which is right there. You can see I kind of painted it red. I got a video on how I did that also. There's absolutely no room, no clearance between that pitman arm bolt and the bottom of the frame there. So I had to go in there and do some tinkering and get that nut off, but it worked out. And like I said, there's a video on my site that you can watch, but that's been replaced. But it still had a small issue. Like I said, when I would kind of go off the edge of the road, the front end felt like it was kind of pulling to the right. So I know it's an upper ball joint, and I've ordered my two upper ball joints with the control arms. They're basically one piece on this model. A quick way to the purpose of the video here is I'm going to show you a quick way to determine which wheel is giving you the issue, and therefore you can take the wheel off and go inside and look around and figure out what's wrong. What I usually do with the vehicle on the ground, I've got my jack there. It's not up in the air or anything. The jack's just kind of sitting up under there for now. Just simply walk over to your tire and give it a swift kick like this. It sounds pretty solid there. I don't hear anything rattling around or anything. So we'll just simply go to the other side now and do the same thing. It's a little windy out here today. And here's the passenger side, and do the same thing. Now listen to the sound over here. Hear that? That clunking? Well, that turns out it is this upper ball joint right there that is bad. Now I had the vehicle up in the air and I put a bar up under the wheel and I couldn't get it to make any noise. So when you're hunting these noise, sometimes you have to do them a couple different ways. Sometimes you can find the upper ball joints and lower ball joints that are bad by shaking the tire, or sometimes you can put a bar under the tire and move it up and down. It really depends, but it does help to have a second person under there looking when you're out here shaking your wheel and all that. But the whole point of the video is if you just walk up and kick the tire like this, whoops, that's pretty loud, you can actually figure out which side is giving you the problem. Alright, that's pretty straightforward. Now if you have noise in the back, you can do the same thing with the back wheels. You can walk around and kick them, and if you hear any weird noises, when you kick it, it might show, you might actually hear it. It might make it sound a little louder if it's coming from the rear. But this is one way you can kind of get in there and isolate and figure out which wheel it might be coming from. And like I said, there's my ball joints. Then we'll go ahead and take those apart here in a few minutes and start working on this guy. And I will put a link at the end of this video on me replacing these upper ball joints. Now, like I said, the passenger side is bad. This side seems to be okay, but I'm also just replace both of them, right? That way I won't have to worry about it, and I'll know all these parts are pretty much brand new on the front of this vehicle. All right, so the sun's shining out here, and feels pretty good. It's about 70 degrees in September, and we're expecting a partial hurricane here in a few days, so I want to get this done and head out and play in the hurricane. So I will put a link at the end of the video of how I did my upper ball joints on this 2000 Expedition, and this will apply to a lot of other SUVs and vehicles. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you a little bit later after I get some work done. Thanks for watching.